What's physician-assisted suicide?
I only know one word in there, and that's suicide. Other than that, I'm not too sure.
Physician assisted suicide. I guess that's right along the lines with euthanasia, but I don't personally feel like it should be done at all.
In 2005, I was diagnosed with glioblastoma multiforme, terminal brain cancer. Prior to being diagnosed, I was perfectly healthy. I was told that I had a sinus infection, and 7 days later, I ended up in the emergency room with a baseball-sized mass on my brain. The doctors told me that I had 3 to 12 months to live and to spend that time with my family and with my friends. I wanted to get that second opinion. I thought that the second opinion would be invaluable, and so I had asked our insurance company at the time, a large group health insurance company. They denied my request. I wasn't about to give up, so I was going to do whatever it took to go somewhere with the level of expertise that I felt like I needed to get that second opinion. After going to Kansas City, meeting with a neurosurgeon and a neuro-oncologist, I got good news. I found out that it in fact was operable. In the case of a glioblastoma, being operable is one of the most important things because it's very aggressive. It can double its size in just a matter of 10 days. I explained to the doctors in Kansas City when we got there the first part of December, and they said it was operable. We don't have insurance that's covering what's happening right now, the MRI, this visit. What I didn't know until that time is that there are actually graceful physicians out there. That neurosurgeon looked at me and he said, don't worry about, my part if we need to do the surgery prior to your new insurance. Very gracious, physicians, something that I didn't know existed. They're out there, and people need to know that. Utilizing the body as much as possible with its own defense mechanisms to defeat things that are foreign that are not supposed to be there. So I like it. It sounds innovative, and I think it's something I'd like to pursue.
And if you can create an environment that the tumor doesn't like to grow in.
Yeah, right. When I heard about Brittany Maynard, the 29-year-old who lived on the West Coast, who was diagnosed with the very same thing I was diagnosed with at the exact same age, that she had chosen to have her physician prescribe fatal bottle of pills to assist her in her suicide, I became very frustrated. I've seen many people, including some of Brittany's family members, that have hailed her and her decision as heroic. But I can tell you, as a long-term survivor of glioblastoma, the hero comes in choosing to fight to live. It's not easy to make that choice. I believe that it's much easier to maybe make a different decision, but it doesn't make that decision right. And people need to have hope, and I'm living, breathing proof that there is a reason to have hope. There is no doctor in this country that believed that I would live 11 years. Doctors can be wrong. My husband's biggest issue with the choice that Brittany Maynard made is that she called it death with dignity when she chose to take her life. Those of us that choose to fight, there's dignity there. Really, it's not even about that. It's physician-assisted suicide is what it is. How can you possibly say that, choosing to take your own life by using pills that are fatal is dignity? It's really physician-assisted suicide. And I think if we call it anything else but that, we're trying to hide what it truly is. What Miss Maynard decided to do, I believe, was take a shortcut. She could be me 11 years later, but she chose to make a very different decision. Had I chosen physician-assisted suicide 11 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to see our son grow up. He's now halfway through his junior year in high school. I've been able to meet countless people and share a message of hope. We all have a start date, none of us know the end date, but for me, it's about what do you do with the dash? And I think about all the lives all the people that I've been able to impact that I never would have met had I made the decision to use physician-assisted suicide 11 years ago. People look at me and they would never know that I've gone through what I've gone through. People need to know that statistics are for groups of people, not individuals. Get informed about your diagnosis. Search online, tools that weren't available to me as much 11 years ago, because there are long-term survivors. There are people out there that are diagnosed that, again, have made it, have done well, but many doctors won't tell you that, either because A, they don't know, or B, they don't think you're gonna be that person. Everything I've been through in 11 years is worth it. Sharing my story is worth it if it means that one person's heart and mind is changed, and it means they don't make the decision to give up.